Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew this lovely kimono gown. So please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, press the notification bell to get notified, like and share this video. So this is the fabric I'll be using. This is a silk fabric. So the full length of the gown is 38, but I took 40 inches, both for the joining of the shoulder and also for the folding of the bottom of the dress. So I took 40 inches. So what determines the folding of your fabric? You take your measurement from the middle, your mid neckline. You take your measurement from the mid neckline to where you want the sleeve to stop. So what I have here now is 17 inches on fold. You can see it's 17 inches on fold. So the first thing I will be taking now is the neckline. So the neckline I will be taking 3 inches, as you can see. So on this part I will come down by 2 inches for the shoulder slope. So I'll connect it from here to this line, then I'll slope it down. So I'll be taking the horizontal measurement. Our bust point is 11 inches. Remember, we'll be joining half inches on the shoulder, so I'll take 11.5. Then our waist measurement is 18, so I'll mark 18. Then for the hip, I'll be using 25 inches. From the shoulder to the hip, I'll be using 25 inches. So let me just rule it out. So now we'll be placing the measurement. Our bust measurement is 44. 44 divided by 4, we have 11 inches. 11 inches. So I'll be adding extra 2 inches. 1 inch is for the allowance and 1 inch is for sewing. So I'll be adding extra 2 inches. So the waist measurement is 39 inches. When you divide it by 4, I have 9.75. So I'll place it here. I'll place it here. Then I'll add my extra 2 inches to it. Then the hip measurement is 44. Divided by 4 is 11 plus 2 inches. So I'll be measuring out 13 inches on this part. So I'll connect the lines. Then for the bottom of the dress, the measurement I have for the hip, I'll place the same thing on the bottom of the dress, which is 13. And I'll connect it down. Shape the sleeve. On this bust line, I'll come down by 1.5 inches. Then I'll just connect it to this line. I'll connect it like this. On the bottom of the dress, I'll just go up by 1 inch like this. Then I'll connect it from this part to meet this 1 inch. Connect it like this to meet this 1 inch, just to shape it. So for the neckline, I'll be using 3 inches by 4 inches. So this is my 4 inches and this is my 3 inches. Then I will give an opening here of 3 inches. So this is where my neckline will be stopping. This is from here to this point is 4 inches. Then I will give an opening here of 3 inches. I will not be cutting it out because of the nature of the fabric. As you can see, it's a silk fabric. So before I will cut the neckline, I will first of all gum my hairstay on this part. I will gum my hairstay on this neckline area. I'll gum my hairstay on this neckline area. After gumming it, that is when I will cut out my neckline. Because this particular fabric, as you can see, is a silk fabric. If you cut it like this, you may end up not getting the particular shape that you want. So it's advisable that you gum your hairstay on this neckline. That hairstay will stabilize this area, so you cannot cut the neckline of your choice and it will come out exactly what you cut. So now I will not be cutting out the neckline. So after cutting out the side, I will take I will gum my hairstay on this part. After gumming my hairstay, before I will cut out the neckline, I will do the same thing for the front and the back. So before you cut, use your pin to pin it down so that when you're cutting, it will not shift. Now that I've got my ST, I can now take my measurement again. So I'll be using 3 inches by 4.5. I'll be increasing it by 4.5 because I'll be joining half inches away. So I'll be using 4.5. So this is my 4.5. So I will curve it out. And I'll create an opening of 3 inches here. Then here, I will stop at 3 inches. So now I will cut it out. So this is my neckline for the front. I'll be doing the same thing for the back. So for the back neckline, I'll be measuring out the same thing, 3 inches by 1 inch. Then I'll cut it out. So I'll be using this fabric for the front pattern. So what I'll do, I'll just place the front part on it like this. So I'll place it on the Ankara fabric like this. Then you are going to measure where you want it to stop. So I want mine to stop at 7.5. So this is the point where I want it to stop. So I'll cut out the neckline to this point. So let me measure it again. So I'll be stopping at 7.5. So this is where I'll be stopping. So let me remove this. So from here now, 7.5, I'll be stopping here. So from the shoulder line, I will measure down 24 inches, which is here. So this is my 24 inches. So I'll be connecting it from this point to this point. So this is what I have. I'll cut it out. So I'll be adding extra half an inch to it for the joining. So after cutting out, you place it on your dress to know if it's exactly what you want. So now I've cut out the center piece Ankara, as you can see. So now we are going to join. We'll join from this, sew it together from this point. Then we'll stop at this point. So as you can see, I'm done sewing. So the next thing I'll do, I will notch it. Then I'll turn it inside out from the neckline. So you can see, I'm done sewing. After sewing, I top stitch the shoulder. I top stitch the shoulder and the neckline. So you can see. So now we are going to be placing it at the middle, like this. You arrange it very well. Then place it like this. At the middle. You take your pin and pin it down. You take your time to pin it down. After pinning down, we are going to sew. So we are going to top stitch this part like this from here. Then we'll top stitch it to this other side. We'll top stitch it from this part. Then we top stitch it to this other side. Then we top stitch the neckline together. We top stitch the neckline together like this, and also the shoulder. So as you can see, I'm done top stitching. So I'll be cutting out using my facing to turn the neckline. I'll use my facing to turn the neckline. I'll also do the same thing for the back. I'll also do the same thing for the back neckline. You use your facing to turn the neckline. Then after that, we are going to join the shoulder. We'll join the shoulder together. Then we also join the side. So I'll be using this Ankara as my facing. So I'll sew it like this. I'll use it to turn the neckline. After that, I'll fold this part inward, fold this other side, Then I will also fold this other side. So we are turning the neckline. And also for the back, so this is what I have. I've joined the shoulder facing to facing, then the fabric to fabric. So this is the fabric I have. So I will use it to cut out the pocket. So I'll fold it into four. So you can see it's on fold. Fold it into four like this. So I'll just shape it out just to give it a little shape. So now we are going to be joining the side, but before then we are going to fix our pocket. So from this shoulder line, I will measure down 18 inches. So this is my 18 inches. So I will fix my pocket like this, on this 18 inches, like this. Then I'll do the same thing for the other side. Fix my pocket like this. Then we are going to sew. So now we are going to sew. So the first thing you do, you sew your pocket down like this. You sew it down, and you also sew the other side. You do the same thing for the other side. So after sewing down your pocket, we are going to sew the side. So we sew like this, sew through the pocket and to the bottom of the dress. Then after that, we fold the sleeve and also fold the bottom of the dress. So as you can see, this is the final look of the dress. Very beautiful. So for the allowance, I added just 2 inches allowance to this dress. So if you want yours to be wider than this, you can add up to 4 5 inches to it if you want it to be very wide. But I only added 2 inches to it. So thank you for watching. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.